Blessings, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Miss Grace Levi Productions. And tonight we're going to be doing a reaction video. I hope you guys can hear me and you guys can see me today. I am streaming off of my equipment, okay? You guys know I've been hesitant to do this. I've been working to getting myself on an algorithm. So what we're doing today is we're doing a reaction video. So as you come in here, please hit the like button. This is not only a reaction video, this is a discussion video. We're going to be talking about why, in my opinion, your opinion, and whoever joined us, why was the Border Patrol allegedly kicked out of Chicago? Okay. As you know, we have someone by the name of Miss Bavino. Bavino. I said it right this time, even though y'all know I don't have love for this man who has been causing chaos and just ridiculous drama as far as the approach to his tactics in Chicago. So let's look at this real quick. This is where we left off this morning. We're going to highlight what the judge has ordered related to the restriction of ICE. Let's go.
Federal judge just issuing a preliminary injunction to keep in place restrictions which limit the use of force by federal agents in what, of course, is known as Operation Midway Blitz. She simply said she does not think that the Trump administration's version of events is credible after reviewing all of the evidence that was presented to her. And one of those is the confrontation where Gregory Bavino was seen throwing tear gas. Now, at the time, that was an incident that garnered national attention because it brought into question the way that agents were engaging with protesters. The Department of
Give me 1 second. Hey, give me 1 second. Let's put it on the screen. We didn't. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's get it playing. I do apologize, y'all. I'm still getting my broadcast together as far as broadcasting on my streaming equipment.
Federal judge just issuing a preliminary injunction to keep in place restrictions which limit the use of force by federal agents in what, of course, is known as Operation Midway Blitz. She simply said she does not think that the Trump administration's version of events is credible after reviewing all of the evidence that was presented to her. And one of those is the confrontation where Gregory Bavino was seen throwing tear gas. Now, at the time, that was an incident that garnered national attention because it brought into question the way that agents were engaging with protesters. The Department of Homeland Security had said that it was warranted because the federal agents were under threat, and the department said that he was hit in the head with a rock. Well, according to...
It sounds funny every time I hear it, but let's finish.
His deposition and the evidence and the videos that Alex has seen. She says, quote, video evidence ultimately disproved this and that he was hit in the head after deploying the tear gas. She also said, quote, I find the defendant's evidence, the defendant being the federal government, simply not credible. She said that after hours and hours of body cam video and video from helicopters was the best that they could provide. Now, of course, the government's argument when judges provide or issue rulings like this, in this case limiting what federal agents can do, have argued that the judge is micromanaging the situation. And Judge
as we mentioned earlier, as she should, because it's been utter chaos. And we're going to take a little flashback of how it started, too. Just a little clip.
Alice confronted that head on during this hearing and said, I quote, I'm doing no such thing with this injunction. Instead, she said that federal agents must give at least 2 separate warnings before issuing riot control weapons with, quote, reasonable opportunity for people to comply.
And shortly after this, what have we seen? The Border Patrol allegedly being kicked out of Chicago. But this is how it started. No, this is not how it started. Let's look at, I think, 2 months ago. Let's look at Operation Midway. Let's watch this real quick.
With Monday.com's
Hold on.
intuitive work
We're gonna get through these little news
have the power.
and commercial.
Not
Hold on.
It was
There we
promised
go.
by the Trump administration, and now it is here. The Enhanced Immigration Enforcement has a name.
It's 2 months ago.
Operation Midway Blitz. We have team coverage tonight. Jermont Terry has new reaction from the community. But we begin with Sarah Maki live at the ICE facility in Broadview with what we know so far about this operation. Sarah?
Yeah, Joe, here in Broadview, things are quiet right now. This, though, as tensions are heating up in other parts of the Chicago area.
And if I'm not mistaken, as we get this discussion going and people get in here, wasn't this the same location where American citizen got shot? Or am I mistaken?
Started yesterday. We were in Archer Heights.
Or was this the location where they ran down in that building? Correct me, y'all. Y'all remember? Okay, so this is the beginning. This is how it started.
And West Lawn, as neighbors were reacting to what looked like ICE picking up several residents in those areas. That action continued again today, now with the name Operation Midway Blitz. Witnesses shared video of these tense moments as neighbors of one Woodlawn block confront a crew they suspect is working with ICE. At least one of the same people spotted at an ICE arrest in neighboring Archer Heights Sunday. ICE telling us this is where they arrested a man, Juan Armenta, from Mexico for armed robbery and DUI, one day before the announcement of Operation Midway Blitz.
Let's honor Katie and the fact that hopefully no other children will have to go through this Russian roulette that our state is playing.
Video from the Department of Homeland Security saying the operation is in honor of 20-year-old Katie Abraham, killed in a hit and run in Springfield in January.
So this is how it starts. It started off modestly, and you see how they drag us in. Now, I didn't know anything about her, but this was kind of how, they, what do they do? Fluff us over, and not to disregard her death, but this has nothing to do with what Trump is doing, period. This is just a focal point to make us feel away. But it started off pretty modest. They said, oh, this guy was a drunk driver and an armed robber. Okay, so at this time we wasn't seeing crazy thing go on, and this may have been something that they tracked down by doing how can I say logistics, what we were talking about earlier this morning, possibly. It started off very modest, all right, but we're going to see where it end up when we look at the testimony of the commander, Bovino. Okay.
The suspect, 29-year-old Julio Cucobol from Guatemala, picked up by U.S. Marshals days later in Texas using a different name and currently awaiting trial.
All right, so now let's get to this real quick. We're going to put our favorite fave on the screen, Mr. Bovada. Okay, we're going to put him on the screen. Let's see, can we change some things around? Thank you for joining us today. We're using our streaming equipment. As you guys know, this is something that we have to do, work on getting ourselves on the algorithm. But I love the way the stream is set up. So this is how we're going to be doing our reaction video. So if you happen to come back through here after this live, hit the like button. So let's start the reaction video right now with Commander Bovino. And y'all let me know if y'all agree with some of the things I say or disagree, because I have a lot to say when it comes to this man, because he's a hot mess. A hot mess.
Gregory Bovino.
And your title?
Chief Patrol Agent.
Where do you work?
I work at U.S. Border Patrol.
What is your role in Operation Midway Blitz?
Projected from Life Foundation.
We're trying to figure out What was the reason why they're kicked out?
Customs and Border Protection assets.
Does that mean, Phil?
Hold on. Yeah, I was about to say what happened. We're trying to figure out why. Allegedly, I'm saying kicked out. Nobody else is saying it, but I do believe that this operation was dismissed because of this. He put so much liability. This wasn't even a live testimony. This was a playback, but it was horrible. So put so much liability on the Department of Homeland Security. Okay? Just by his plain out lies.
Or other, you listed some other agencies earlier in my questioning that you know to be also involved in Operation Midway Blitz, specifically the FBI, the DEA, ATF, and the ICE. And can we agree that federal agents from those agencies are also participating in Operation Midway Blitz?
Yes.
So do you,
I'm trying to make it
respect
go
to
a little faster.
Federal agents from those agencies that I just listed, do you have any command responsibility?
I have command responsibility of all assets under me for Operation Midway Blitz that are assigned to Customs and Border Protection.
Okay. As to who your direct reports are,
yes.
Do you understand that question?
Yes.
Can you answer it, please?
Do you hear what he just tried to do? He's trying to separate himself from the people that's under him. Listen to him. They're asking him, you know, what is his authority?
I did.
Okay. So how many direct reports do you have?
Same objection, lacks foundation.
There are approximately 220 agents in Customs and Border Protection.
And do they all report directly to you?
Yes.
Okay. To whom do you report in regards to Operation Midway Blitz?
Secretary Christina.
And you are a direct report to the Secretary?
Yes.
First question for you.
Now, mind you, this is the video that they released to us. This is the video that they released to us. So you can see some glitches here. Something missing, but we're going to keep watching.
To the agents under your command on June 7th in Los Angeles.
That appears to be me, and it appears to be what I said there on sometime. I don't know what the date of that was.
Do you recall saying those things?
I don't recall everything. I don't recall everything. No.
But you have no doubt that you said that.
I believe that I said what was on the video there.
All right. So the instruction that you gave to your officers was.
Y'all know why I'm shaking my head, right? Because once he starts saying, I don't recall, y'all know that's where the lies is kicking in. Let's go. Let's finish listening, because you're going to hear him try to separate himself from the actions of his subordinates. He's shiesty, and that's the same thing Trump is going to do to him eventually.
That they had full reign to arrest anyone who so much as touched them. That, in essence, was what you said to the officers, right?
No.
Should we interpret you as saying something different?
I don't know how you want to interpret me, but that's not what I said.
Okay. Well, is that what you meant?
No.
What did you mean?
Why do we keep saying no like that?
Obstructs or assaults a federal officer, then those Border Patrol agents have a right to and should arrest them.
If they touch the agent, right? Those are your words. If anybody touches you, you can arrest them.
Yes.
Now, does that statement, anybody who touches you, you can arrest, does that apply in Chicago equally as it did in Los Angeles?
Objective or mischaracterize the testimony.
As I said in there, it touches you legally, ethically, and morally. That applies anywhere.
And y'all understand what he said, he mischaracterized the testimony, because when you listen to that, it sounds like Bavino said that while he was in Chicago, but he did not. But that's why we listen for details. They slid that in there, but then he cleared it up, was like, do you have the same feeling, for Chicago that you said when you was in Los Angeles? But yeah, that was a little slick move right there.
Legally, ethically, and morally, yes.
Okay. I'm marking next for identification as Exhibit 5. A transcript of an interview that you gave to a local reporter here in Chicago who works for the local CBS News affiliate. And I'll hand it to you and a copy to your counsel.
Stupid.
So what we did, Mr. Bovino, is we took the television recording and we employed a court reporter like Megan here to listen to it and make a transcript. So I'm hoping we can agree that this is a reliable record of what you said in response to the questions you were asked. Take a minute to look at the transcript and I'll have some questions for you about it. It's quite short.
Quick question for you, counsel. Is this a transcript of the complete interview?
This is a transcript of the portion of a news segment in which Nicole Sagana interviewed
Not the entire.
Mr. Bovino. It is the entirety of that portion that aired. So I'm sure she asked you other questions, Mr. Bovino, but this is what we were able to see in the news.
I'm just going to, you can obviously ask your question. I'm just a standing objection to the fact that this is, on the basis that this is an incomplete report. You can answer to the extent you remember any of this.
Basically, that is the report they're saying they have is what was shown on the news. You know how you can do a whole 30 minutes talking to the news and then they just take 5 minutes. So I think what this report covers is the 5 minutes. Look at him.
Let me know. Just look at me when you're ready for me to ask you questions. Is that?
I just looked at you.
Okay. One of the things that you say is that you have seen a number of uses of force in the Chicagoland area over the course of the wavelengths, right?
In this, I said that.
No,
I didn't say that there.
I'm asking you a question, sir. It's just a simple question. You have seen a number of uses of force over the course of your time here in the Chicago area, correct?
I have seen use of force
And
here.
you have participated in uses of force, correct?
I have what?
Participated in uses of force.
I have used force.
Right.
Here in Chicago.
Okay. I'm going to just read the entirety of your answer to a question that the reporter asks you about whether the uses of force have been proper. Here's what you say, and I'm quoting from the exhibit, page 3, lines 10 to 17.
Communication.
The use of force that I've seen, Nicole, and I've been here at the Broadview facility during some of those riots in which extremists and others did attack federal law enforcement agents.
Look at that.
And the use of force that I've seen has been exemplary. And by exemplary, I would say the least amount of force necessary to accomplish the mission. Do you recall saying that to Ms. Saka?
Yes.
And is that true?
Yes.
All right, we're going to start right here because I have a little clip that I'm about to show you because I know this is a little dry, but we're going to see if we can contradict some of the things that this guy is saying because we know he ain't telling the truth. He is not telling the truth, not one single bit. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm over here doing some changing around. Let's watch this real quick, okay? I'm going to put this on the screen because he over here shucking and jiving. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's play this real quick. This is brought to you by Face the Nation. Hopefully I don't get a copyright. They did an interview with him. Look at him. Look at this. This is what I want y'all to see. The use of force. Since that federal agents appear to violate the use of force, police, while confronting an anti-ICE protester. And this was 2 days ago. So let's just watch this right here.
In the face, in the head, and to have these rounds impact someone in the face, in the head, and the neck,
look,
runs the risk of serious injury, death, or unintentional consequences.
So we're watching this in the wake of what we hearing him saying. We're going to go back to what Mr. Bavino is saying, but we just want y'all to watch it real time. This is what he says is use of force is the minimum. Yeah, it is necessary. Let's watch this.
My professional assessment is that they are elevating the force to a degree that is excessive.
We sat down with the commander at large of the operation, Gregory Bavino, just a few feet away from where this incident actually happened, to ask him directly.
And I think that's when they hit the pastor in the head right there. Y'all know I don't like that.
To ask him directly about his federal agents' actions.
Chief, I do want to show you some of what I'm talking about. I'm curious if that is proper use of force.
Sure. Absolutely. The use of that less lethal device, a pepper ball, was absolutely.
Oh my God. You guys know what a pepper ball is? How hard it is? We're going to look up a pepper ball. But this is beyond plausible deniability. This man is going to hockey sticks just for saying, oh no, this is fine. Let's just watch this. And then we're going to go back to his testimony. We're going to see, can we see what pepper balls look like? And a little bit about how hard they hit, possibly.
And I applaud them for protecting that federal facility there.
Aiming above the waist is within policy.
It can be. If someone strays into a pepper ball, then that's on them. Don't protest.
Oh my God. Did you hear what this man said? If people stray into a pepper ball, don't go protest in front of an ICE facility. Listen to this one more time, and then we're going to get back to his testimony. This guy now lost his cheese and bread.
Yes, and don't trespass.
Wait. Trespass. Okay, let's.
And strays into a for protecting that federal facility there.
Aiming above the waist is within policy.
It can be. If someone strays into a pepper ball, then that's on them. Don't protest and don't trespass.
You know what? You know, hitting somebody in the head with a pepper ball with the force can give them a concussion. Do you know concussions can turn into seizures? Don't even let me start to talk like a healthcare provider right now. Finish watch this a little bit while I get the next scene together, because he needs to get it together.
Nicole Skanga joins me now. Don't protest?
Don't trespass. If someone strays into a pepper ball, that's on them. Those are the words of Commander at Large Gregory Bavino.
Essentially saying that person in the video walked into a fired pepper ball.
That is what the Commander at Large said.
Right.
All right. So now we're going to get back to the video, okay? We're going to try to compare and contrast. We're going to find some things while we're watching this man totally lie throughout his testimony, okay? I want to say thank you for you guys stopping through here with me tonight. I'm streaming on my equipment. Y'all know we're trying to give ourselves an algorithm on my particular PC. We're still working with some individuals to take the block off of our equipment. With that goes to say, please hit the like button. This is our reaction videos. Let's go.
Okay, now we have progressed, in time, several weeks past the date of this interview. If I were to ask you today, is it true that all of the uses of force that you are aware of, that you or any other federal agent has applied in the course of Midway Blitz has, in your judgment, been quote unquote exemplary? Would that still be the case, sir?
Objective form. Can Can you represent a date for this?
Yeah, he did a little bit too much with that question. It was the question was a little bit long-winded. I was kind of y'all know I ain't big on Bavino, but the guy who was asking questions, he was literally asking open-ended questions, not direct, and emphasizing things like. But I was trying to work with him. You know what I'm saying? Because we need him. We need him to win.
Stuff was hot and heavy to flow here. Could you answer my question?
He was leading them and everything.
Repeat the question, please.
So long.
If I'm asking you today about Operation Midway Blitz, is it still true that, in your judgment, every use of force that you've seen has been exemplary, meaning the least amount of force necessary to accomplish the mission? Is that still true today?
Objective form mischaracterizes the testimony.
Why? Now that was good. It was just long-winded. He asked, do you still feel the same way from then to now that the behavior was exemplary? That's it. That it was good. Come on, let's get to it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Have there been uses of force that have been less than proper?
No, all uses of force have been...
So he literally said no to his answer, just the way I told y'all. He a little slow, and then he gonna contradict himself. This is what messed him up in this testimony. You gotta listen. It's a little crazy.
More than exemplary.
I see. So they have been actually, what would be the word?
More than exemplary.
Oh, he fixed it. He fixed it.
Now, you were asked a question here.
Yeah, slickster like Trump, huh?
Whether it's okay to fire less lethal munitions from an elevation. You see at the bottom of page 3, the reporter asks you, firing from elevation is within DH policy. And that's a question that's posed to you. And your answer, beginning at line 23 on that page, is it doesn't matter where you fire from. An elevation is not a violation of policy. That is a less lethal device for area saturation. Absolutely, you bet.
You see what I'm saying? These guys sound like, I'm just going to have to say, I love my uncle, God rest the dead. But something my uncle had said, we were going to hit him to take him out. If you shoot somebody from an angle from the top, where you going to hit him from? Where is the first place you may hit them? Right on top of the head or the face. That is lethal compared to you hitting somebody in the chest, in the area that has more soft tissue than just bone. But yeah, again, he has no common sense. This is why this testimony was so detrimental, and I really believe this is why they had to get out of Chicago. I promise you, it's going to be a slew of lawsuits. If Brandon Johnson wasn't clocking the money under the immigrants, where people didn't like that, they're gonna be clocking money with pending lawsuits, and they're going to help the citizen file these lawsuits. I bet you. I promise you. Watch.
Did you say that?
Yes.
And is that accurate? Is that true under DHS policy?
That is true.
And do you instruct the agents under your command who are firing from elevation that firing from elevation is not a violation of policy? It's absolutely okay to do so.
I have not instructed anyone. I'm not an instructor.
Okay. Well, you supervise, right?
I am a supervisor.
Have you ever taken any agent under your command aside and said, I see you firing pepper balls from a rooftop or other elevation, that is a violation of policy, you shouldn't do that?
I've never said that.
He like a straight cyborg, like no emotion. I never said that. It's no problem. Just shoot him in the head. Yeah, I told you, he's not human. I don't think so. Or allegedly, he's waiting for his next drink. Okay, yeah.
There's another question about aiming pepper balls above the waist. You asked if aiming pepper balls above the waist is within policy. Do you see where I am now on page 4, line 2?
Yes.
Your answer is, and I quote, "It can be. If someone strays into a pepper ball, then that's on them. Don't protest and don't trespass."
And that's the interview that we just showed you. Now let's see what he say.
Did you say that?
Yes.
He don't care.
All right, I'm going to ask you my question again.
He don't care. He said, yeah. I said that.
Are you saying, in essence, that if somebody doesn't want to be hit by a pepper ball fired at them above their waist, the solution for that person is not to protest? Is that the message you were attempting to deliver by what you said?
Same objection.
No.
What are you trying to say?
Pepper balls can be fired above the waist. I said it can be, and pepper balls can be fired above the waist.
What about if it hits a person who's lawfully protesting? Is that a problem for you?
I'm not, that's situationally specific. I don't know.
Could be a problem, might not be a problem.
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on something that I've not seen with my own eyes.
Okay. But the solution to the problem, according to you, is just don't come out and protest, and then you're not going to get hit by a pepper ball that you might stray into the way of. Isn't that what you're saying?
Objective form.
Mm-hmm. So that was leading. He was leading.
How am I misinterpreting what you're saying?
It says don't protest and don't trespass. Those are both mutually inclusive. Protest and trespass they're not mutually exclusive. Therefore, protesting and trespassing places that into a category where area saturation with the pepper ball is within policy.
Okay. Now, you remember there was a Protestant clergyman by the name of David Black, who is actually one of the...
No, y'all see my face, right?
Case. Do you remember the man's name?
Because that's when he hit the clergyman in the head. He like, I don't know who that was. That was just an inanimate object down there on federal property. Because guess what? We don't protect human beings. We protect federal property over life. Even over a clergyman life.
No.
I'm just saying.
He
like, nah, I don't know. Told you, nah.
Let's assume...
No emotions, no nothing. We're going to show you more clips.
Let's assume, hypothetically, that federal agents are striking, you've seen the video, striking Reverend Black with pepper balls that are being fired from the top of the ICE facility. Okay, just assume that with me. And that Reverend Black is standing where he's standing, his arms are outstretched, and he's saying something that we can't hear. Do you have my assumptions in mind?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay. In that circumstance, assuming that everything I said is true, is the use of force that is shown in the video and in these photographs in terms of the striking of the...
There's so many Black Fridays.
Is that exemplary?
Objective form calls for speculation and hypothetical.
I will make a decision on a hypothetical situation, a situation that either I'm not involved in nor do I have any direct knowledge.
What's hypothetical about that?
So you are not willing to say that that's an exemplary use of force?
I'm unable to comment on that use of force.
Okay. How about better than exemplary? Is that a better than exemplary use of force?
Same objection.
I'm unable to comment on what that use of force is or anything else. I was not there.
Next question. As the commander...
See, this guy didn't do such a good job asking some of these questions. I'm just going to be honest. They could have used somebody much better than this because he was leading. It was too many open-ended questions. Gave him time to think. It was a little annoying, but you know, we got to give both sides to this. They could have did better. But, yeah, Bavino holding it down. You know what I'm saying? He like, no. Yeah, I said that. I don't care. You know he ain't gonna go against Trump, not at all.
In Operation Midway Blitz, can you look me in the eye and acknowledge that the use of force applied against Reverend Black that is depicted in the video and in these photographs is unacceptable and inappropriate and should not have happened? Can you tell me that?
Objective form.
See?
I can tell you.
Objective form, same objections.
Again, give me 1 second. We about to show you a clip. Again, you know, this be a little long-winded because the way they're asking these questions, but I want you guys to check this clip out. I'm going to put on the screen. This was something that we were looking at earlier, but I wanted to bring it back up here for you guys. Let's go. Okay, this is a few more clips of Fox 5 bringing up some of the lies that he continues to say right now. After this, let's just watch this real quick.
There's Sector Chief Greg Bravino. Greg, it's great to see you, sir. Commander, let's talk about this. What happened here? So U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis said that you lied about a rock throwing incident at an anti-ICE protest in Chicago that was used to justify deploying tear gas against protesters, that you were actually hit by a rock after you threw the tear gas. What happened here?
Exemplary. I'm saying that word wrong. Oh, my tongue heavy. Exemplary. Y'all know I'm saying it wrong. Put it in the comments. That is great behavior. Let's go. Let's watch it. Okay. Hit the like button, okay? We're doing reactions and discussions. Get down at the bottom. Tell me how you feel about this. Is this exemplary? I'm saying it wrong again. Did I say it right? My heavy tongue. Is this good behavior, y'all? I don't think so. Let's finish watch this news broadcaster bust Bavino out in more lies.
You deploy the tear gas twice. What happened here?
Well, Liz, it's good to see you, and thanks for having me again.
She didn't even say hi.
And this temporary restraining order, as far as lying, we tell the truth in law enforcement. That's a cornerstone of American law enforcement. What happened that day in the field was pure, unadulterated violence against Border Patrol agents and ICE agents for not just a period of minutes, but for a period of hours, whether they were ramming our vehicles, gang members en route with weapons, physical assaults on agents, rocks being thrown, and that type of thing.
And you know I'm not going to let him lie. Again, if there were any gangs, and they actually caught the person who threw the rocks, they would have had it on video, but they don't. Again, they used the money totally wrong just to record G.I. Joe and his troopers, and you end up getting no evidence for your side. So, you know, there were shots fired that we talked about. And, you know, at first I thought he was lying about getting busted in the head with a rock. But obviously when they threw that smoke bomb, then somebody took it upon themselves like, well, they won't see me. And obviously they did not.
And less lethal devices were deployed, and they were deployed in a more than exemplary manner. You may have heard that in my deposition, in my testimony, a more than exemplary manner. I'm proud of our agents.
Okay, but did you admit in court that you lied about the timeline here?
No, ma'am, I did not. If you look at the deposition, I did not admit to lying, and I did not lie to the timeline. So absolutely not.
Okay, but that's what the judge is accusing you of.
That judge is, I would call that fake news, Liz. Look at the deposition, and I think you'll find in that deposition, which a lot of that's online now.
I can't even believe today years old that they're still using fake news as though I'm gonna have to give I'm gonna have to give y'all a little bit more credit than this. Y'all know y'all can't use that word fake news anymore, right? Because just everything is just fake at this point. Trump is fake, Epstein is fake, Russia and the alleged issue they have with Ukraine is fake, and why I say that is because all of this is just a big old conspiracy, allegedly. It's just all fake. It's not real.
Several hours worth. Take a look at the deposition. No lies.
Okay, switching gears, let's talk about this.
No lies.
That ICE and DHS has been battling a dangerous and violent home invasion robbery network from South America. It's called the South American Theft Network. It's been targeting homes and small businesses nationwide. We're showing that terrifying video and footage obtained by Fox News' Brooke Taylor. You're going to see these masked men seem to be said to be illegal aliens with handguns chasing a resident, screaming around his house. This happened in Texas. How bad is this home invasion robbery network? We hear they scope out homes and businesses to target. They use burner phones and encrypted messaging apps. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah. Liz, these networks are unfortunately a result of that unmitigated border chaos that we had over the past.
Oh, gaslighting. Gaslighting. She asks, can you give us some logistics of what you find out about these armed robberies that's taking place against the American citizens and other citizens from these horrendous illegals like you supposed to, and what we do? Gaslighting. Oh, well, this is just a direct result of, yeah, we know what happened. So what we doing to fix it? Let's see if he actually says what he's doing to fix it. The shout out to one of the comments this morning where the gentleman said, logistically, he would think of things to do to make sure that these, how can I say, what do they call these things? I'm calling them a heist. Because you can't even call this actually policing. I mean, I'd be confused at this point if the heist is going correctly with the police. But y'all know it's supposed to be planning to do, legal bust. But again, let's see if he gets to it. Because I don't think so. I don't think so.
4 years, these individuals were allowed into the United States by the thousands. We're dealing with that now. It's not just this network, but it's the Tren de Aragua network. We saw the same thing in the Aurora, Colorado apartment complex, and then here on the South Side Chicago apartment complex.
So he put the Chicago complex, and you see how they just feng shui this together? We never heard that the Chicago complex had issues with robberies and things. They would have brung that up, especially since they were complaining about it. They were running down on black people. They were like, well, it's robberies. And they never talked about detailed issues, detailed warrants about the particular building that was on the south side of Chicago. But you see how he feng shui that in? This is why we watch this, so we can break this down and we don't believe the hype. I pay attention to a lot of stuff, and he right now is gaslighting and feng shuiing a whole bunch of stuff and still not telling us logistically what they are doing. Like, okay, we have an idea that they're stationed in this area. We don't want all the information, but at least we'll say, yeah, we have offices here. We know they're targeting this area. We've been paying attention. We don't want all of this fluff. And this is why I don't trust this man. This is why we're doing a reaction / discussion. Once y'all get into the comments and we get back in the algorithm, hit the like button of our Border Patrol commander, because this is not going to stop. Even though I do believe they're being kicked out of Chicago in the South Side because of the liability level, they're about to go to Charlotte. It's not over. And the only reason why I think he's going to go to Charlotte because of his testimony. Okay, it's a two double-edged sword. One, because it caused a liability. Two, he never bent and he never folded. He basically, yep. I never said they couldn't hit that way. Yep. Hitting in the head ain't nothing. Trump is loving it. Loving it. He said we handled it elegantly. I said that correctly. We handled it beautifully. This is Trump with his red hair. It was just beautiful, magnificent, the BBB, big beautiful bill. Let's go. Let's watch this real quick, and then we're going to see a little bit more of his testimony.
So they're well organized. They're well equipped. They utilize technology to their advantage to do exactly what you're seeing there.
What type of technology?
That's one reason.
What type of technology? What do we need to know as American citizens to say, hey, they're hacking your phone. Hey, they're hacking your alarm system. This is why I'm a separatist. Because I be seeing through stuff and people be like, nah, she ain't falling for the group. We have to put her on the side. She don't believe this one. She don't believe this one. No, because I see through this right there. What technology? This is a whole bunch of fluff and nothingness.
We're in the homeland taking care of the problem.
So getting back to that judge, we know the Trump
never got to
appealing
nothing.
That judge. So why aren't activist judges focused on that? focus on the damage and the pain and the suffering caused by criminal, illegal, alien home invasion networks, robbing Americans, putting their lives at risk, and damaging small businesses. They're breaking into small businesses too. So can you put that together for us? Where are the judges on this?
Liz, we wonder the same thing. Oftentimes, we're out there putting some very, very bad criminals, bad people, and bad things in jail. We just arrested a Ukrainian national.
Gaslighting, deflection, right there. Why aren't you talking about logistically what are you doing to target these particular crimes that is allegedly done by Tren de Agua and all of these terrible, scary, illegal immigrants? I'm just keeping it real because I told you, I do feel like there's sleeper cells here. I do believe that these things are happening somewhere, but they're not targeting it. They didn't say of the hundreds of people that they arrested and now they have to let go in the city of Chicago because they've just been holding them way past due process. They probably haven't been able to see a judge, and now they're just going to release them all on a standard bail, in which most of them probably don't even deserve bail. But let's keep moving while we listen to this fool, and we're going to get a little bit back to his dry eye testimony because it's a little dry. I gotta add stuff to it so we can see what's going on because it's just ridiculousness. Don't believe the hype.
The alien that was wanted for that served time for espionage was walking around the streets with impunity. Where are the judges on that? Where are the judges on the child rapists and all these other things we see? Instead, it seems like we're given impediments.
Bring them in, and then they can make judgment on them. Blessing, highly favored. Thank you for stopping by. Love you. I appreciate you. You know what we're doing. We're streaming our equipment tonight. So we're going to see how it goes. But I'm grateful to be here because I like the way streaming equipment is set up. The scene is nice. So all we got to do is get back in the algorithm. Hit the like button. Let's go.
Impediments that all law enforcement must get around to do the job. And I tell you what, we're going to get the job done. We're going to go even harder and tougher, but those impediments are there.
I'm going to move on from here. You know why? Because this guy's going to continue to show one or two people and not groups of Tren de Agua.
Against a home invasion robbery. I mean, we know that they do surveillance. They sometimes knock out, the outside cameras outside of homes. What advice would you give people?
Okay, outside cameras.
One is stay alert. If you have the means for electronic surveillance, whether it's Ring doorbells, things like that, utilize that. Oftentimes these networks will scope a residence out and then come back at a later date. So be aware.
She knew about some type of technology that they use, but this dude don't. Let's listen, because I was trying to figure out what technology they use. Hold on, let's listen. Maybe we could get a hint on how to protect ourselves, because obviously Bavino don't know.
Knock out, the outside cameras outside.
You see what they said?
Knock out, the outside camera. Do you give our viewers and Americans out there to protect themselves against a home invasion robbery? I mean, we know that they do surveillance. They sometimes knock out, the outside cameras outside of homes. What advice would you give people?
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us some heads up of what they doing out there.
Two things there, Liz. One is stay alert. If you have the means for electronic surveillance, whether it's Ring doorbells, things like that, utilize that. Oftentimes these networks will scope a residence out and then come back at a later date. So be aware.
Okay, so basically what you guys may want to do is just pay attention to your alarm systems and make sure that they are not turned a different way. You know what I'm saying? Knocked down as per what she was saying, things that made a little bit of sense. Because I'm like, okay, did anybody hear about these robberies most recently? He's doing so much dirt. ICE and the Border Patrol is doing so much dirt that we don't even know exactly what crime is raging right now. So this was just something that just came up. So we just gonna be a little aware of that, guys. So pay attention to your camera systems, and you know how it is. Cars going around in circles. Yeah, at the grocery stores. Y'all know when I'm at the grocery store, I'm about to play this video. I never opened my car door without a plastic bag. They be weird, you know, right? So y'all just be on task. Let's play this video real quick. Let's listen to this dry eye testimony and catch all of the issues, okay?
I can tell you that I don't know what the use of force was here, and I can't make a judgment either way because I don't know.
All right, so Mr. Bovino, you've had an opportunity to look at the video. Do you see yourself?
I did see myself.
Okay. Do you recall the events that are depicted in the video?
I remember the events that took place in the video.
Okay. There is an older gentleman who exchanges words with you, right?
It appears, yes.
Yes. And in the beginning of that video clip, he is expressing his disagreement with your presence in Chicago, and he doesn't like the fact that you are instructing him to move down, right?
No.
I mean, am I right or wrong?
You're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think he's doing?
You're wrong.
That individual is failing to follow instructions to vacate the area.
I see. Now, the area in question is behind a guardrail, right?
There was a cement barrier. There's not a guardrail.
All right. It is behind a barrier of some sort or another, right?
It appears so.
Yes, he is standing behind that barrier, right?
Charlotte,
It appears so.
And your decision at the time was that you did not want anybody standing behind that barrier speaking or being present in any way, and you instructed them all to leave, right?
Chapter 4, video speaks for itself.
Listen.
No.
See, he had to think carefully about that, guys, because remember, I definitely know a little bit about the south side of Chicago. They be having to have permits sometimes to protest, and you know it's designated areas. So this is, I think it's some parts of this testimony that shows that they were not only agitating the protesters, but moving them into areas they wasn't supposed to be in to continue to attack them. And that's why he asked to answer these questions slow. That's what I told this guy, he better answer questions a little, ask questions a little bit faster and shorter to trick up Bovino. Because Bovino, because he's a little smart.
Not true.
He thinking hard.
Well, did you see on the video that Mr. Tell you this older gentleman is named Scott Blackburn. This gentleman turned to comply with your directions, and he also expressed vulgarity and obscenity in your direction as he was complying, right?
Objective form.
No.
That didn't happen. You didn't see that on the video.
I didn't see what you said.
Right.
Okay.
And then you got over
Hold
the
on.
barrier.
This is what he said. He didn't see what he said. Right. Hold on, guys. Oh no, we about to show this.
Did you not tackle him?
Let's pause, okay? Let's put myself on the screen real quick. Yeah, guys, I'm doing good with this streaming. I'm getting it together. Let me show you exactly what they're talking about. We just pulled it up. Here over there, set tripping. Here we go. Let's play it real quick. And you tell me, I don't know which one is him, Bovino, but this is, I think, who they're talking about. I don't know if I'm gonna get a copyright, but look. They just, ooh, that's bad. This is a lawsuit. I did not tell y'all that's a concussion. I didn't even know. I should have said with viewer discretion. Y'all saw that? So if I keep playing it over and over, guess what YouTube is gonna do? They're gonna say it's violence. And while he's sitting there acting like that is not, and this is how can I say, worthy behavior, not forceful behavior. Can we watch that one more time? I'm not gonna play it in slow motion, but if I keep playing, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble. Watch, this is the testimony right here. Look at them dancing, standing there. They just start shooting. This guy knew to have a helmet on. Oh my Jesus. Let's move this off the screen. This makes me feel some type of way because again, you have Bavino say, well, if they come into the way of the bullet, then that's on them. That's wow. Y'all see this? I'm gonna get in trouble. Tell me I'm tripping. Let's go. I'm going to wear it into the ground until you guys see that this is not good. And a lot of you guys do see it. I just think that maybe they just got bots out there or something. I think they have bots out there that's pushing agenda sometimes under people videos and trying to push this narrative that people actually agree with the behavior, but I just can't believe it. So I wanted to show you guys what he said was not forceful, which was something that was normal, was less lethal. Y'all watch that. If I play it one more time, I'm gonna get a strike and they're gonna put it as kid restricted. For real. Valence. Let's just finish play this, okay? This is what brings this to life a little bit.
No.
Okay. So if somebody were watching that video and thought that you tackled the older gentleman whose name is Scott Blackburn,
and we don't even have that clip.
I don't believe you're lying, guys. That's not what happens on the video.
I wouldn't say that.
Would you say that that is not what's depicted on the video?
I wouldn't say that either.
Well, do you acknowledge that you're tackling Mr. Blackburn on this video?
No.
What do you think you're doing to Mr. Blackburn?
Let's see if I can find that clip.
I'm imploring Mr. Blackburn, or whoever that individual was, to comply with leaving the area and to comply with instructions.
Okay. Are you making physical contact with him?
There was physical contact.
Are you applying force?
At that point, no.
Did you at any point in this video apply any force against Mr. Blackburn?
No.
Okay. So if somebody thought that you were applying force against Mr. Blackburn, they'd be sadly mistaken.
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that there were any uses of force that were applied against either?
We got one more clip, y'all.
Do you know
that morning, as shown in the video?
I've seen no reportable uses of force.
Pardon me?
I've seen no reportable uses of force.
When you say reportable uses of force, what do you mean?
A use of force that would be reported.
Yes, and what uses of force would be reported?
Such as a pepper ball launch, or less lethal, or open-handed strikes, deadly force, shooting, something like that. Anything that is a reportable use of force, an arrest is not.
So, do you acknowledge? I mean, I don't want to play word games with you, okay? Do you acknowledge that force can be applied in the course of an arrest?
We have about 7 more minutes left on this, and then we're going to be finishing this live with one more clip of showing the use of force that was happening in Chicago, and the reason why I think that the Border Patrol is kicked out right now. And we're going to wrap up with the announcement of them possibly going to Charlotte. Why? We don't know.
Just as a general matter, it's possible. Sometimes there's no need to apply force, and force is not applied in an arrest, right?
It's possible.
And sometimes it is necessary to apply force to effectuate an arrest, in your experience, correct?
It can happen that way.
And you have been trained that that is the case, right?
Yes.
And you train when you're supervising officers, that is your shared understanding. And sometimes arrests will require the application of force.
It's possible.
Now, these two arrests, will you agree, skip reportable, will you agree that physical force was applied to these two individuals in the course of arresting them?
I will not not agree with that.
Can you explain why you won't agree with that?
That's not a reportable use of force. The
I
use
don't
of
mean
force
to
was
laugh.
against me.
I see.
So I'm laughing because he's saying that these things are not reportable use of force. And we're going to finish off and show you what he says is not reportable use of force.
So, you remember when the secretary came out to give everybody some encouragement and to define the scope of the mission?
I remember when the secretary came out.
And you were present when she said the things that are recorded in that video clip, correct?
Yes.
And you agreed with that?
In the video, did I agree with that?
Yes, what she
I said,
said.
yes, ma'am.
Did you agree with what she said?
I agreed in the video.
And do you agree today?
Yes.
What did she say?
Agree that as part of your mission in the Northern District of Illinois, it is necessary, it is your mission to go hard against those who are advocating for violence.
Yes.
Do you agree that people who are advocating for violence by the way that they talk and the way that they speak and who they are associated with, that those people need to face consequences? Do you agree with that?
Objective fine.
That was a terrible way to put that question together as we start to come to an end of this. His forms of question was just horrible. He could have did so much better, but we did at least get him to stick to his outlandish behavior. I will say that. Davino, don't fold.
I don't agree.
What's wrong with what I just said?
I don't agree with what you say.
Why not?
I think that I don't really understand who you're talking about or exactly what you're talking about when you say that they advocate violence with other people. It's very confusing.
So here's what the secretary says. She says, today when we leave here, we're going to go hard. We're going to hammer these guys that are advocating for violence against the American people.
Ooh.
What they are doing is advocating to harm not just you and your colleagues, but your families. And they're doxing your identities and victimizing people every day by the way that they're talking, speaking, who they're affiliated with, who they're funded with, and what they're talking about as far as consequences for what we're doing by protecting this country.
That was very long-winded, but he literally tried to bring up the concept of First Amendment rights violation and the Secretary of State calling for violence. That's what he said in that long-winded statement real quick. And all of this is on the record. This is why I think right now they are being escorted out of Chicago. All right, so this is what we're going to wrap up with. We're going to take a look at where the Border Patrol will be going. But before that, let's just solidify what we've been talking about the whole time here and how violent Mr. Bavino and the Border Patrol and ICE has been to the residents on the South Side. I want to send love and blessings to them because they fought a good fight. And I think it was getting kind of crazy. Again, I'm just going to throw that out there. You're going to come back in a few weeks and be like, black ball, I get my 8-ball. Because I think that is going to be many, many lawsuits coming out of Illinois towards the federal level. Let's play this real quick. All right, this is the Border Patrol in action.
Today further restricts federal agents' actions while enforcing Operation Midway Blitz, and she did not mince any words.
No, she did not. The judge called out U.S. Border Patrol Chief
Look, necessary.
Bavino. The judge shared Bavino.
Look how much damage they did. It's not just people. Do y'all see cars, insurance companies? They're going to be denying claims sometimes because, claims that deal with violence sometimes, or they can't determine who's the liability. It becomes a problem. Oh man, I didn't even think of the fact that how many cars has been damaged in this particular this whole thing. Okay, let's go.
Admitted during a deposition. Look at to lying.
Poison. These people who were subjected to these smoke bombs, mark my words, or these pepper bombs, or whatever these smoke's supposed to be, they're going to come back and say they have some lung issues. Because again, this is new technology that they're trying on people. Don't get it messed up. And they've been having this sitting there for a long time. People have not been exposed to this. This is literally another experiment, in my opinion. I think that's going to affect people breathing, but we're going to keep going. I see so many issues and liabilities again. This is to my Trump supporters and the people that say ice, ice, baby. How can you deal with the burden that this is going to cost us financially, socially, emotionally, and spiritually on America? Because you can't do all this bad stuff and don't think that you ain't going to get it back. I'm just saying. You can't wish bad on people, say a bunch of bad stuff. That's just not how the Bible works. You know, I had to bring it up. Well, I have to bring it up because we got a lot of Christians that's mega supporters, mega Christians. I don't even know how that works, especially with all the hate that the megas spew. Again, spiritual repentance. This is what y'all did. This is what y'all did.
By Iraq before he threw 2 canisters of tear gas into the crowd.
Poison.
The judge spent more than an hour sharing stories of agents using what she claimed was excessive force without merit and violating a previous order. Agents have used tear gas and pepper balls during operations.
Look at this.
Attorneys say the injunction will last
Look
until
at the old
there is
lady.
a full trial.
That's a now.
Will last until there is a full trial.
Now, look at the nurse. She over there got her hands up. I would have been saying the same thing, like, oh my God, my shoulders. Look at the. Now y'all telling me that this lady was causing a threat and harm. This gonna be the last thing I show y'all so I don't get in trouble, okay? Because y'all know if I keep hitting replay, they're gonna be like, child restriction.
Attorneys say the injunction will last until there is a full trial.
I'm done.
ICE has come to town. They said they were going to go after murderers and rapists, but we all know how that's played out. They are attacking communities.
I witnessed my parents, kind senior citizens who have always believed in the power of protest, shoved and intimidated for standing on a public sidewalk.
Homeland Security has released a statement tonight saying in part, quote, this injunction is an extreme act by an activist judge that risks the lives and livelihoods of
what the fuck? Where are we? What is this? See this? Who being attacked? Let's watch this real quick because this sucker is going to Charlotte.
Will be the next city where Border Patrol will begin an immigration enforcement operation. Charlotte will be the next city where Border Patrol will begin an immigration enforcement operation.
That's according to a Department of Homeland Security official speaking with NBC News. This is a story we first broke during our live Impact News stream on WCNC Plus. Now, the exact timing of this has not been announced, but it should
I gotta
follow
subscribe.
Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino.
This WCNC, we gotta figure out what's going on. Charlotte, y'all see, I had to subscribe.
Leaving Chicago sometime this week. This will be the first city that Border Patrol will spearhead an operation without coordinating with ICE in the same location.
So wait, so the Border Patrol is literally beyond 20 miles from the border. Isn't it supposed to be 10 to 20 miles that they only can operate? Is this that close? And then they're moving in there without ICE? What's going on here? Who we got at the border? Who do we have at the border right now?
Made arrests here. The agency was not coordinating with Border Patrol. This is a developing story, and WCNC Charlotte will bring you more information as we learn more.
We're going to keep our eyes on Charlotte. Let's watch this real quick. This is it. This is the article. All right, so what we're going to do is start to bring this broadcast to an end. We're going to see if there's anything else that I can bring to your attention as far as what's going on. I think I did the first testimony of Bovino. I call him Bovino, whatever. Okay, Mr. Bovino, the other night, the 16 minutes. So I just wanted to do the second part and just highlight some of the questioning, some of the blatant out ways. He didn't even, I'm going to be honest, he didn't even lie. I can't consider it not lying because he's just disgusting, but he literally stood up for his guns. He literally said what they were doing out there was not excessive force. That was exemplary. I said it right that time. Exemplary behavior to the how can I say, the best representation of the United States. That's basically what he was saying, and that's why I think this is the only reason why they are now going to Charlotte. Not because Trump is not only trying to find another place to go, but if he did not talk as cocky and disgusting as that, Trump would have let his ass go, because the lawsuits will follow. So with that goes to say, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We have our morning show at 8 a.m. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we're working to get our way on in the algorithm. This is our one of few times where we're streaming on our streaming equipment. Y'all like the layout? Hit the like button. With that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's supposed to be the end part. Jesus!